Hey everyone, you're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while they dish, guffaw, and are generally ridiculous. As is usual and best, we're going to start with a Patreon shout-out. Safoora B, you are descended from Aegle, the Greek goddess of radiant health. You may have had that beautiful baby, but you haven't lost your glow, because it's always come directly from your soul. No matter the situation, you can light up any interaction with your sparkling wit, luminous smile, mischievous gleam, and lovely warmth. Your beautiful family, employer, and friends couldn't do without your dedication to leaving everything better than when you got there. Plus, you have an eye for beauty that is goddess sent. And we have a novel sponsor today. It's Melanie Edwards' debut novel, Rocking Her Boat. Just in case you haven't picked it up yet, here's the description. Lifelong passion and perseverance have finally given Nina the one thing she ever wanted, her own environmental nonprofit. And yet, it's when she should be on top of the world that she feels the empty results of her neglected personal life. Chelsea's passion is music. Still the rebellious stoner he was in high school, growing up has forged his powerful, unique voice. Now that he's moved to a bigger city, his raw talent and uninhibited charisma are on full display. A chance reconnection with Nina proves his teenage infatuation hasn't gone away. But it's tough for Nina to see him as anything more than heartbreak waiting to happen. As Nina spends more time with Chelsea, the sparks fly. And she also finds a shared determination and ambition, which is dead sexy. But when the glow of infatuation fades, will the reality of supporting the other's dreams be too big an obstacle? If you love lady scientists, rock stars, or supporting a debut self-published HB, get yourself this book ASAP. I'm going to put buy links in the show notes, so just tap on your podcatcher of choice and find them there. Okay, we have a crazy cool episode for you. Talia Hibbert joined me to recap the Netflix movie Set It Up and talk about her two new releases. I also put some listener questions within, so here we go. Hi, Talia.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Just that's what's going on in my head eternally from now on.
Same. Are you kidding me? I've been texting Aaron being like, oh my god, I talked to Talia today. I don't even know. I'm so excited.
That's basically how I felt emailing you. I was like, wow, this is all very real.
It's so exciting. Well, you know that you are like my favorite author, I think maybe ever. You know, you're like tied with, oh yeah, girl. I mean, I don't know how you don't know that. I apparently am not doing my job correctly.
I didn't know that. Oh my god, now I'm panicking.
Oh, not even close. Are you kidding? Yeah, you're an auto buy for me. I think you're completely and utterly brilliant, and like your craft and the way that you wield it just constantly blows me away. And I'm trying not to make this awkward, but I also have to fangirl at your ear holes. So I'm sorry.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I'm melting into a happy little puddle. I can't believe this. Oh, thank you.
Yes, you're so welcome. So first of all, thank you for coming on and being a guest. I know that a ton of our listeners feel exactly the same way. So we're here to do a few things, Talia and listener. One, we have to tell you all about her two new releases. And then two, you have decided that we should recap a rom-com, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Although, disclaimer, now I've watched it, I'm going to be really negative and miserable about it. So
really?
We'll see how that goes.
I am extra excited about it. This is super exciting. Yeah, and then I think we can also like pepper in a few questions, and then listener, I'm extra stoked because Talia has been gracious enough to say that she'll stick around for a Patreon only section. So that's going to be in the works too. Essentially, all of my dreams are coming true, and we have to get started before I lose my mind. So, Talia, tell me everything. You have 2 new books coming out.
I do, yes. I have Work For It, which is coming out on the 3rd of September, which is a self-published book, and it's my first book written in the first person.
Yeah.
So if it's atrocious, I'm sorry, everyone. I tried my best. I was very uncertain. I just went with it.
Oh my gosh. I have read both of these already, and I can assure you the first person worked beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I loved it. Okay, so that is Work For It. And this is also your first male novel, right?
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah. Just 2 dudes making cordial and making out. It's a lot of fun.
Oh my God. You guys, these dudes.
They're very messy and they like each other a lot, even though they're supposedly enemies at the start. They're just very nice to each other, which is what I like.
Yeah. You managed to make a really angsty enemies to lovers, like so heartwarming and lovely at the same time. And funny. It's like a little bit funny too, even though it's like super angsty.
Thank you. I tried.
Yeah. I think, would you agree that this is probably, I can't think of another word, so angstiest book?
I would. Yeah. I think
Okay.
This is my angstiest, this is a word now, angstiest book. But
Man.
like I did try to make it funny so that people wouldn't be too sad.
Oh yeah. No, it absolutely worked. I think I read it in like 9 total hours. I did the stay up late, stupid, oh my gosh, my whole next day is going to be ruined kind of thing because I couldn't stop. So
I'm thrilled to hear that. So glad your day was ruined. I know. On cloud 9.
I was so grumpy in the best way the next day. And then, so that is Work For It. And then the other one, and P.S., this episode is going to drop September 2nd. So everyone, stop what you're doing and pre-order because it will be in your hands tomorrow. It releases like tomorrow.
Woo-hoo!
As far as, when this comes out. Okay. And then the other one.
Yes. So on the 5th of November, Get a Life, Chloe Brown is coming out. And that is my first traditionally published book. So I didn't have to one-man band it and shove everything together myself, which was great. And I'm very excited about this one because, first of all, because it's a rom-com. So I got to be aggressively funny, or I tried to be.
Yep.
And
there are some cat shenanigans, everybody.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I was actually like howling.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because I was writing it like, this is funny, right? But then when I finished, I was like, I don't know. Is it funny?
Yep.
Excellent. Fantastic. So this book also features a heroine with fibromyalgia, and I'm really excited about that because I have fibromyalgia and I'm very self-centered. So I just wanted to shove it in everyone's face.
Well, and I don't think, I mean, one of the reasons I love so much of your work is that you really do shine a light on a lot of things that a lot of romance, didn't include or ignored for a really long time. And I have several friends that, like, both internet and real life friends who, one in particular, she spent years not being able to get diagnosed and not being able to figure out what the hell was going on. And so I already like ordered this book for her and I'm sending it to her because she was really excited about the fibro representation,
Yeah, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
I think that it is really hard to find these things because when you're a writer who wants to write these stories, and usually you're like an own voices writer, and that's kind of where the idea comes from, people don't have much faith in you, so you really have to put yourself out there, which is why it's harder to find like disability representation than it should be. So I'm just really pleased that as we move forward, it's becoming more and more quote unquote mainstream. And I'm thrilled to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so I have a couple of questions just because we've already touched on a few things that listeners wanted to know about. Do you have any comedy background? One of our listeners wanted to know if you have done stand-up or if you've had writing for TV experience, because I agree with her. A lot of your stuff ends up being, some of the funniest things I've read in romance. So do you have any background there?
I am so gassed by this question. What? People, you think I'm so funny that you suspect I've done it professionally? Because I absolutely haven't. No one in real life thinks I'm funny. I'm the person in my friendship group who everyone's like, can you please stop making jokes because you're killing us in the bad way? So I'm very happy to hear this. Thank you very much. No, I don't have any experience writing for TV or anything like that. Although, if you're listening, television people, hit me up because I bet I could probably give it a go. But no, I don't.
That's wonderful. And it honestly is hard to believe. I mean, I totally understand, because I'm situationally funny. Yeah. I cannot write a joke to save my life. If you were to tell me, hey, Melody, write a scene in which two people are funny at each other, it would literally never happen. I do a lot of giggling on my own probably, but unless I got up and goofily acted it out for people, there's no way it would be funny. My husband at one point told me that he doesn't think I'm funny. However, I am amusing.
Oh my God, wow.
How dare he? And then I married him.
Wow.
Yeah. So we had a couple of questions about what heroes and heroines you empathize with the most or identify with the most. So this is a two-part question. One is, when you're writing something, do you usually identify with the hero or the heroine or side characters, or are you do you just empathize with everybody? Do you identify with everybody?
I think that in most of my books, there's always one character that I identify with the most strongly, but it tends to vary depending on what I'm writing. And then, so I have a bad habit in first drafts of focusing on my favorite character so much the other characters might as well not be there, and I have to go back and fix it and give them all lives. Sorry guys.
Okay, I hear that. And then, is there a hero or heroine that is most like you?
Oh, I feel like answering this question always gives a bit too much away.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I feel like at the minute, it's a toss-up between Chloe from Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and Ruth from A Girl Like Her.
Ooh, okay.
And I think Ruth wins it because Chloe is very stylish and well put together, and I am a tornado of ugly clothes. So, so it's got to be Ruth.
All right. I love that. Also, my husband owns a comic shop, so I super adore all of the geek culture that ends up infused in your books. And I think that Ruth was the epitome of that.
Yeah, definitely.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Also, your husband sounds really cool, just saying.
You know what? He's a keeper. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. He's pretty great.
I mean, comic book shop? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I between my podcast and his job, I have so much reading. I have all the reading I could ever want.
I really thought you were going to say, I have so many cool points. And I was like, yes, you do.
Flatterer. So when you do identify with a character, does it make it easier or harder to write them? I guess you said easier earlier, right? Because you end up just ignoring everyone else?
Yeah, definitely easy. Because like I said earlier, I'm really self-centered. So I'm like, this is great. I just get to whine as my thinly veiled self. No, I try not to do that.
That's incredible. All right, so who in this movie did you identify with the most? Or was it nobody?
Oh, it was Lucy Liu only.
Oh, Lucy Liu.
I can't really remember anything about anyone in that film other than Lucy Liu. I made notes though, so it's okay.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I'm always making notes for everything.
I love it. I love it. I will get there because I think that we can jump into the recap and keep chatting.
Yeah.
But I think I identified the most with two characters. One.
The giggle.
One was the best friend, and we'll get to why.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows why once we describe her. And then two, I really identified with Creepy Tim.
Oh my God, you've named the two best characters in the whole film. Yes.
I love
Creepy Tim. I would hug him. I would bring him plants. I'd be like, let's go outside, Tim. You'll like it out here. Trust, there's more plants. He was so cute.
I know, he was so cute. Okay. So we watched Set It Up. And I was super stoked when you chose this because I love anything that's on Netflix. Honestly.
Same.
It's much easier. So do you have any thoughts or do you just want to go straight into it? And then
I have so many thoughts, but
so excited.
But I feel like I should rein them in, otherwise I'll just be like ranting and everyone will be like, oh my God, relax. So
oh no, listen, ranting is my brand and we can do it together. Okay, so Set It Up is essentially about two assistants. This opening montage is everything I do not understand and cannot handle about corporate culture. I hope it's not real, but I see it so much in movies that I feel like it might be real. I don't know why anybody puts up with it.
Yeah, like the hook was like, oh, bosses are wild, also abusive, but let's laugh. And I'm like, yeah, oh my God.
Like, you guys get out of there.
This is a dangerous dynamic. Like, save yourself.
This is, and also, when you're the boss, stop perpetuating this bullshit.
Yes. What kind of monsters do this?
I know. Seriously. So there are these, so we have this whole montage of like people being threatened with death if there are onions on salads and like trying to get keys copied that cannot be copied and all the, it's just, I mean, it's basically the, what's that movie with in the fashion world where she's like, get me the next manuscript of yes. Yeah. She's like, get J.K. Rowling to send me that manuscript. What? And then she somehow does it. Like, get out of here. So anyway, through all of that, the next flash of the camera is all of these people leaving their jobs, getting out for the night, and two assistants are still stuck. So apparently these bosses are even worse than all of that.
Right?
Huh. Bonkers.
It's a wacky setup.
Yeah, it's totally nuts. So they're being asked to do ridiculous things. Like she has to order a second dinner at like, I don't know, 11 p.m. or something crazy. And she also has to get the boss's, Lucy Liu's, Fitbit up to 10,000 steps so that her
I liked that bit.
I did too. So she orders the dinner and proceeds to run around the office to get this step counter up. And meanwhile, he's doing wild things like talking his boss through a juice cleanse. Like think of seared cod and hamburgers.
It started out so strong. So funny.
Oh! I love the shade already. And then once the food gets there, she is trying to pay for it with a credit card, which doesn't make sense because if she orders from them all the time, wouldn't she know that it's cash only?
Presumably, but we need wacky circumstances to occur for the meet cute.
It's true. So yeah, you're right. This is our meet cute. So she's down there desperately trying to give this guy a credit card. I will say one of the best lines in this whole film is her being like, what if I tell you I'm 100-year-old gypsy and I'm gonna curse your house?
Oh my God. From that moment, I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those films because most people don't know that gypsy is a slur. I know this because my grandma is Romanikal. And so when you have a film that's like, and I feel like this is one of those films, a film that's like, we're the woke version of the thing that you're always watching, but we're different because we're woke.
Yeah, true.
But they never go deeper. They're not, it's like they've got a pretend woke mask on, but they take it off and it's the same crap underneath.
Ooh,
and I was
that's
like,
so true.
You're
and you're right.
crap.
I completely missed that. I completely missed that. Yeah. And so then for about 3/4 of my notes, by the way, I don't know his name. In my brain, he is lacrosse douche.
I don't know his name either.
So lacrosse douche comes out because his
so
boss,
accurate.
Thank you. He comes down because his boss suddenly wants dinner as well. And he swoops in with cash. And then they do this whole thing where she's like, okay, take one of them, I'll take the other one. And he's like, he steals her pickle, saying that he's going to give it to his boss, but then it's actually his dinner. He demands interest for
what was
paying
that?
for this meal. Get out of here.
Like, it was really high interest as well. Like,
it was 8%.
Yeah. It's wild.
That's not okay. It sounds like one of my private student loans that I died paying off. Jesus. Also, I'm sorry, you're right. That wasn't the best line of the film. The best line of the film was, "This is DEFCON 5."
He's like, DEFCON 5 is the good one, right? Everything's fine.
And as the listener will know, I can never remember the DEFCONs, so I always say, DEFCON most extreme!
Which is the only way to remember it.
I think so too. There's no other way. Okay, so then we get to know them a little bit, right? He tries to hook up with his girlfriend that night, but his girlfriend is a model and won't let him in because she's sleeping because he's so late.
But why did he think that it would really get her going to be like, oh, you're trying to sleep on this late work night? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wake you up with my penis. He actually said that. I'm like, what do you think she's going to do? Jump for joy? I can't wait for you to interrupt my sleep pattern with your penis. What?
Indeed. Oh, why aren't you in me right now?
Yeah, that just illustrates the whole problem with his character. He sucked.
He did. You're so right. Because I watched this before we, when it first came out,
Yeah.
And the whole time I was like, oh God, you got to go find Golf Guy. We'll get there.
Yes.
But this is not the guy you should be falling in love with. I bet Golf Guy just lost his phone or something.
Golf Guy's going through it. He needs you to go the extra mile to restart contact. And then soon you'll get married.
It's true. It absolutely is true. Oh, yeah. And I do love, though, that afterwards he's like, except that, you're totally going to know and be conscious when my penis.
It's going to be consensual penis waking up.
Indeed. Yeah. And then she goes home and we meet the best friend, the BFF. I also don't know her name. We will call her.
I think
what are we going to call her?
Angel or something. Or did I make that up?
We made it up.
Okay.
Her name is Angel the BFF.
The best of BFFs.
Yes. She is so great. She openly went through a slutty phase.
Yeah.
I love it. Bubbly and fun and wonderful. She is the best. She also later on comes through with some real important tough love that everybody should get down with.
Yes. Yep. I loved that. But what I loved when her and her fiance were introduced, and he was like, "Yeah, she's fucked everyone everywhere," and "I love you, babe," and I was like, "Round of applause!" The kind of supportive fiancés we all need to demand and expect.
Oh, I completely agree. He's a dreamboat. Okay, so then Angel BFF and Dreamboat become fiancés right there.
Yeah,
it's so exciting. In the scene, everybody's super happy. I mean, the main character, who also sucks a little bit.
Yeah.
Will you agree with that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, she kind of sucks.
Yeah.
She's like, we're too young to get married. And then, gets over it real quick and gets supportive.
I was glad that everyone ignored her when she said that, though.
Oh, completely. They're like, what? Never mind. And then he lives with his gay best friend. Don't know his name either. All I know is that he was married to Ariana Grande and might still be.
That's all I know about him too. Ariana Grande's man, potentially. Not sure.
Yeah, could be broken up. Who the hell knows? So he lives with his gay best friend. And then when she goes to pay him back at work, because they live in the same building. Nope, they work in the same building. She goes to pay him back with interest. I would not have done that math. I would have been like, go fuck yourself. Here's $15 because you took half of it anyway.
Yeah. What was that about? Like, right? Douchebag.
Well, and then she just went along with it. Doormat.
Yes.
Anyway. So she pays him back and they start joking. And she's like, oh, we should definitely Cyrano them. And he says, absolutely not. That's crazy. Get out of here. We're not going to set them up. That's nuts. Then he has to save his boss's seats at this child's. Like, can everybody get some boundaries, please?
Oh my God, right? Like, I refuse to believe this happens. I refuse.
Yeah. In this film, this assistant builds an entire science fair project for the child and goes to the kids' school play to save seats. And thank you. I just refuse to believe.
I thought, like, maybe it's an American thing, but obviously you're American and you refuse also. So...
I thought maybe it's a rich people thing. You know what I mean? Because I think there was something like that in other movies, like The Devil Wears Prada. I don't know.
Yeah, there was. All I can say is I hope they're getting paid well. I know that they're not. But I hope that they are.
Yeah, but also, like, care about your kid's education. Your kid needs to do his own projects.
Yeah,
that's bonkers.
They're so entitled that, like, they have everything. So they're like, oh, my kid doesn't need to do science. I'll just give them everything.
Science, schmience. Okay. So then his girlfriend almost breaks up with him because she's like, I want to be with the guy who gets his seats saved, not the guy who saves the seats. I need to be with that asshole, not you, asshole. And so then he agrees. Yes, we need to Cyrano them because their whole idea is we'll have better hours if they're out banging and not in the office all the time.
Which, incredible. I know that rom-coms require some... foolishness, but that's truly incredible.
Right? I didn't understand. So I've heard of like people needing to be in the office when their boss is in the office, but I've never had a boss nor talked to an assistant who could leave the office when their boss was gone. Like, don't you need to cover their phones still and
exactly like
do some emails?
You don't have a workload because your boss is in bed somewhere. Like, no. Surely you'd have more of a workload, if anything.
Thank you. You just have less eyes on you. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So then they decide that they're going to make them a meet cute in an elevator. And this is where we get the second best character in the whole film, Creepy Tim.
Cute Tim should be his name.
Oh, he's so cute. Well, so first of all, it's Titus Burgess who plays him. And he is just magnificent. Like, his every pore is just magnificent. But Creepy Tim is the maintenance guy. And so they do this whole thing. The elevator goes badly. I mean, it's impressive how badly it goes.
Oh my God. This was the first moment where I paused the film and wrote in my notes, I hate this stupid film. Because...
I completely agree. It felt really fat-phobic. Did you get that vibe?
Incredibly fat-phobic. Like,
yeah.
Oh, how can we gross them out? We'll bring a fat person, and then of course the fat person will take their clothes off, and of course the fat person will pee in a cup. Like, what? No! Stop it! Go away. No one wants this. No one wants your tired, stereotypical, haha, look, this is funny, haha. No, it's not. It's not funny.
Yeah. Because especially in a movie where there wasn't a single normal person, like normal looking person. They're all like TV movie.
They're
beautiful.
All Lucy Liu. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the boy boss is Taye Diggs. Taye motherfucking Diggs, everybody.
Right? He was stealing scenes with his face alone.
Wasn't he, though? But so you have these two people, and then this, what is he, a delivery man?
Yeah.
Who comes onto the elevator, is claustrophobic, and is like, I'm so scared that I need to completely disrobe because my body needs to be free of this. And then all of a sudden he has to stress pee, which Lucy Liu's character is like, this is stress incontinence and like, you know, don't pressure him or make it worse or whatever. But like, why couldn't it just like,
I don't
know. There was something
need
about
to be that. They were asking you to laugh at very specific things in that scene.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was completely super not okay. Anyway, so that goes badly. But then they're like, we can get this back together. We just need to get them together in another way. And they decide that a Yankees game is going to do it.
Oh my God. Right. First of all, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No.
I have a bone to pick with the entire nation of the United States of America.
Ooh.
What is this kiss cam weirdness? What is that? You point a camera at people and then like a whole stadium of weirdos pressures them into kissing? Is that a thing?
All right. Listen, Redcoat. You just... Basically, yes. Okay? All right?
That's atrocious!
So, explain to me what a crumpet is, okay? I don't know.
It's just bread.
I know. I'm trying to come at you with like some British thing and I can't even do it. Yeah, we do that to people. Normally,
Why?
in my brain, I think this happens at every sporting event, but certainly I've only been to a lot of baseball games and it definitely happens there. I think for the most part, the cameramen go to people that like look like they're definitely a couple. I think, you know, like first of all, it ends up being incredibly heteronormative. But yeah, so like I think that they try to spot people that have already PDA'd. Maybe they don't. Maybe we're just monsters. I don't know. But yeah, a whole stadium will get people to kiss.
Oh my God,
camera.
that is so uncomfortable to me. Like,
it is.
I won't even touch my boyfriend in front of other people. I can't do it. There needs to be a 5-meter gap between us at all times. No one can know I've ever kissed someone, so I'm not with it.
Yeah, I hear you, but that's what this is. They're going to Yankee Stadium.
They will kiss.
They will kiss. Oh, one of the times I also identified with the heroine was when she talks about overdicking it.
Overdicking around. Yeah. That was very real.
Yeah. Where you feel like you have so much time to dick around. And then you
have no time.
Yeah.
I did that before this. I was like,
ooh.
I have an hour, so I'm going to make some fried tofu. And I made it and I ate it. And I was like, wow, I now have 4 minutes. Okay.
Brilliant. So is this marinated fried tofu or do you just like...
I'm just really slow.
No, I mean... I was simply asking about your flavor profile, not throwing shade at your cooking.
I'm a really bad and dangerous cook, so I have to do everything slowly so I don't burn the house down.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so they do that. They get them to kiss on camera. It's a whole thing. We learn a little bit about the fact that she likes sports balls because that's why she's working at Lucy Liu's company. It's a site about sports writing. It's a sports writing site. It's a sports journalism situation. I'm really good at this.
I was so confused by this because, you know, at the beginning when Lucy Liu is like, okay, you have an idea, pitch me. And she starts talking about elderly people who enter the Olympics. I can't remember what it was called.
Jerry Olympics.
That's it. And then she couldn't finish the pitch because she was crying. And so it's later established that it's because she's so passionate about sport. But at the time, I thought she was crying because she couldn't cope with Lucy Liu's full attention. And she was just so pressured. She just started crying. And I was like, same, sis. Same.
I cannot handle this supernova that is Lucy Liu's eyeballs. So
it's like when angels appear, you have to close your eyes.
It's true. You can only listen to angels. Yeah. Oh, I mean, also, I think it was supposed to be that like she's so tired, you know? Like,
oh, really?
I get like that too, where I'm just overtired and anything can make me a
like
crying
a baby.
mess. Yeah. Actually, Michael's been really funny because my husband, he talks about when I get punchy, and he's now learned that there's a very, very small time frame in which I go from punchy to sobbing. And so if I start getting delirious and thinking things are really, really funny and not being able to stop laughing, he literally like looks at the time and he's like, we've got 10 minutes. We got to brush teeth. We got to get to bed. We got to get the lights out, because otherwise you're just going to start sobbing.
We're in the danger zone.
It's true.
I love that.
So we immediately go to bed. Okay. So then they have like the night off, right? Because their bosses are making out or whatever.
Which doesn't make sense, by the way. Like, you kiss someone on a camera at a public event, which to me sounds very traumatic.
It does.
And then suddenly you're like, yeah, let's get it on. No. Like, I'd be like, stay away from me. Let's never speak of this again.
Yeah, mere mortals would be like, I can never make eye contact with you again.
Yeah.
So, especially if you look like Taye Diggs.
Right.
Taye Diggs.
Oh my
everyone.
God. Like,
oh my gosh. This is, however, where I see one of the most brilliant contraptions I've ever seen in my whole life. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I feel like
she's sitting on the bed.
She's
going through
her
Tinders.
Oh, with the popcorn?
The popcorn.
Yes.
Papoose.
Yes. Oh my God.
Guys.
Hands-free popcorn.
Yes. She rigs a papoose on the front of her body that she then stuffs full of popcorn. I now know that I don't have to throw out my baby Bjorn when my kids grow up. I'm simply going to sew up the leg holes and fill it with popcorn.
That you just have to just dip your head and just get your tongue on the pop and you're good.
Oh, it's
I love
so
it.
Good.
Innovation.
Yeah, I can't believe I've never thought about this before. Frankly, I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah, I see why.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here with me, because the shame, the utter and complete shame. Okay, so she's Tindering, and this is where she hits on Golf Guy.
Yeah. He's very
and he goes
cute.
dance. He's adorable, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes dancing with his girlfriend. And then their bosses are nice on Monday, which is unheard of.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. But then Lucy Liu, she's so perfect in this moment. She starts sort of dreamily recapping.
When she says about the kittens, I was like...
She's like, he every time he touched me, even when he did it gently, I could sense his strength, and he's just like, what did she say? Coco, petting that kitten, just petting it.
Yes.
Petting it.
And it was such an accurate representation of the feeling you get when you read like the really great part of a romance novel and you're like, wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. When I read about Olu and Griff in that goddamn forest. Yes, that is the feeling that I got. So
glad to hear it.
You're welcome.
Feels delivered to your door.
Okay, so then she goes golfing with Golf Guy. That's where he gets his nickname. It has nothing to do with him. It's kind of rude, honestly.
I agree.
Yep. I did really like when he's saying goodbye and he's like, all right, well, let him win a hole. And she's like, I only have one hole.
Oh my God.
Ow!
I found that so weird because I was like, you have at least 2 holes. Probably.
Right? Yeah. Do you not? Oh.
Like, you shouldn't have only 1 hole. I'm concerned for you. Like, we all need an in and an out. We all have that.
We do. We do. That's right. That's just basic mechanics and anatomies.
Right. But that was funny, though.
It was great. Oh, my gosh. So then he's going to make dinner for his girlfriend. And then Ariana's husband is like, wait, who's your girlfriend sucks. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Gay best friend.
Real
Ariana Grande's
life
husband.
Ariana.
Sorry.
This is someone in the film. I was like, I've lost track.
You're right. I'm a dick. Listener, I'm talking about Ariana Grande's real life husband, maybe ex-husband. Who knows? Okay. So then he's like, yeah, she sucks. Once you like take away her tits and stuff, she doesn't say anything. I don't like her. So then we fall into this sort of rhythm where things start going wrong a little bit and the assistants have to step back in and fix it.
Yeah.
So the first one that happens is that Lucy Liu needs him to call her. And I love this. She's like, my voicemail's broken. The voicemail machine is broken. Calls are not coming through. And also there's no voicemails.
Definitely broken. Fix the error. Thank you.
So they get him to call her. And then this was my next thing. I mean, I know that Taye Diggs is supposed to be unlikable throughout the whole film. You know, I get that. We're not supposed to like him. Okay. But the moment where they both get on board with mandating that Lucy Liu wax or Brazilian herself or whatever,
my God.
I'm just like, he better take her pussy however she wants to serve it to him.
I think he said something like, oh, if I see even a little bit of hair on a woman, I'm out. And I'm like, well, that's fucking unnatural, Taye Diggs. What happened to you to make you like this? Because
Agreed.
That's not normal. People are hairy, Taye Diggs. That's how we come.
It's so true. That's right. Yeah, so they get her a wax too. They like make her think it's her idea. It's really gross.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. So then they both decide that they have to like coach them through this relationship for the foreseeable future. Then there's this whole relationship montage. And I have a question for you about logistics. You can be Bing Boong Bong logistics with Talia. Do these people not ever say thank you to each other?
Oh my God. I actually texted my boyfriend about this. And he was like, it's because they're American. Americans don't say thank you.
How dare you? Redcoat.
He was like, this is an established thing. He said they don't say thank you and they don't say goodbye on the phone.
That's false. All of those things are false. Justice for America. I don't think I've ever been more patriotic than I have during this episode.
Like, he seems to think that's an established fact. So...
Listen, tell him he has been misinformed.
No. I did notice that. Like, what?
Yeah, because like he's supposedly getting her flowers. She's supposedly getting him really expensive booze. And neither of them figure out that the other one did not do that.
Oh, that was a really nice like gift. You go, oh, I put those lovely flowers in my room. And like they never bring it up.
Never.
Apparently not.
Yeah, this didn't make any sense to me, but that's okay. I'm forgiving it. All right. So then they break up over Korean barbecue.
Oh my God. This bit was so gross. Like,
it was
on
graphic.
So many levels. I can't believe she forgave him. Okay. So they go to it. She takes him to a Korean barbecue place because she really likes Korean barbecue. And it's like raw. And he's like, yeah, I know what Korean barbecue is, which he obviously doesn't because he's a man-child who doesn't like to ask questions. So he just eats the raw meat and then throws it up on the barbecue.
Onto the grill. Onto the grill. Oh my God.
Gross.
Yeah. And he's so arrogant and unlikable that he's like, oh, she set me up to look like an idiot. Like, this was a power play. Blah, 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 blah.
That was the extra grossness to it, was like he wouldn't even apologize or accept that he might have done something wrong by just eating the raw meat. He's like, no, it was her. She's evil. Incredible.
Like, amazing. Okay, wait. So, to reframe this a little bit. In Get a Life, Chloe Brown, there are some favorite snacks that come up.
Yes.
Second of all, this is a two-part question. One, do you actually know what a s'more is? Because I'm here to explain it to you, if not.
Absolutely not. And I'm glad that you could tell. I have no fucking idea what s'more is. I've heard about it. I know the vibe of a s'more. I know the vague, energy of a s'more. So what more do you need, really?
Basically nothing. Okay, so I only say this because it's part of my love story with my now husband too. Yeah. I was craving, so we were long distance at first. So we were on a trip together in New York City. And I was craving a s'more because I grew up camping and I was, outdoorsy and blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, man, I really want a s'more. And he's like, yeah, we can go do that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We're in New York City. There's no way we can go get a s'more. And he was like, no, what? You've never heard of like this chain of restaurants that one of the only things they do is s'mores? And my mind was totally blown.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we went on the date and they had like, one of those little lit canister things on the table so that we could roast the marshmallows and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he took me on a picnic to propose, and he got like an outdoor setup for s'mores that he brought to the middle of this park. And so we made s'mores right before he proposed to me. Anyway.
That's the cutest thing ever.
I agree. There's no disagreeing with you.
It's objectively the cutest thing ever.
So a s'more is graham cracker.
I don't know what that is.
Oh. Oh my God. So here's the best part about graham crackers. They're just like this crackery, like a cross between a cracker and a cookie. They're kind of sweet. Sometimes they're covered in brown sugar. Not always. And they were actually originally invented to keep people from being horny.
What? Oh, is this like Kellogg's, like cornflakes?
Yes, very similar to that, except the dude's name was Graham.
Oh, wow. That is an unhorny name, so it makes sense.
That's true. So, and then it's just that, and then chocolate. I prefer dark chocolate, and then a roasted marshmallow. So it's all gooey in the center and like kind of crunchy on the outside. It's real yum. Okay, wow. Wait. So this was a tangent.
Oh, yeah.
But to bring it back to snacks, do you have like a favorite writing snack or writing fuel or just snack in general?
I have many favorite snacks in general. Many.
My kind of lady.
As for like when I'm writing, I don't eat, which really concerns my mum. And she started like bringing me these little packs of these things. They're like corn. They're literally just kernels of corn. So I don't know why I eat them, but they taste really good. They have barbecue flavor and hot flavors. And she kind of shakes them at me and is like, eat some corn. And then I eat some corn and then I go back to writing. So.
Oh, wait. I think you're talking about corn nuts?
I don't know. Right? I don't know. I honestly have no idea what they are. I should probably know what they are before I put them in me, but
no, your mom presented them to you.
Exactly.
You get a pass.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so they have to get them back together, and Taye Diggs shows up to the office drunk, which I didn't quite understand because supposedly when the bosses are away, the assistants are away too.
Yeah, so why
they broke their own rules.
Lacrosse man in the office?
Yeah, Lacrosse douche is just sitting there.
Yeah, it's weird. Don't you have a home to go to? A tiny girlfriend to show off? I don't know.
That's right. Very angular girlfriend.
Yeah.
So anyway, over drinks, he coaches Taye Diggs on how to get her back. And that is to go up and tell her that he sees her. And it works. They bone in the office.
I don't know why it works, because if I saw a dude throw up raw meat onto a grill, he couldn't come back up, say, I see you, with the mouth that threw up the raw meat, and then expect things to get back on track.
Especially since, like, when he comes around the desk, he, like, immediately kneels down. So, like, first of all, good on you, Taye Diggs, you know? At least we know he's not that rapper whose name I'm blanking on. No, not rapper.
What was
the
his
music producer?
It was DJ Khaled.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
really,
he's
not him.
I used to be a big fan until then. And I was like, you need to respect your wife. I can't support it.
I completely agree. But are you prepared to have that
right
raw vomit mouth all up on your mucous membranes? I don't know.
Your mucous membranes. Yeah, it would be. I don't know.
It's tough.
He is Taye Diggs, but on the other hand, he threw up raw meat onto a grill.
It's so true. Okay. Once they get them back together, they go off on this romantic weekend away. That was very important because Angel BFF is having her engagement party. And so the day of, she goes over to his house to do something, to give him something. Nobody cares. And he has his angular girlfriend's like model party that day too.
Yeah, I didn't really understand any of this, to be honest.
Me neither. But gay best friend invites the girl, Harper, to the model party. And so they all go together. And during this thing, she's seeing how angular girlfriend treats the cross douche. And, they're joking around and she's really hoping that Golf Guy texts her and blah, 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 blah. Because Golf Guy, you guys, has disappeared. He's ghosted her.
He ghosted her, which I have to say doesn't seem in character for Golf Guy.
Same.
And I think that, something happened, as you said. Clearly, he's under duress.
Yeah. What if he's stuck in a toilet somewhere?
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying.
And now he's going to die because
he could.
Bland Girl decided to get with lacrosse douche.
Ugh. Honestly, the injustice of it all.
Right? Justice for Golf Guy.
Yes, justice for Golf Guy. Hashtag justice for Golf Guy. Jeez. We've got a special message for all the UK HBs out there. That's right, Redcoats. This is specifically for you. Words and Kisses is a UK-only subscription service for people who like their books with happy endings. They handpick the very best romantic fiction, written by a diverse range of authors, and deliver it to your door every month. Reading doesn't have to be a chore. It can be full of dashing dukes, wily wallflowers, handsome billionaires, feisty heroines, and whatever else tickles your fancy. As long as there's a lot of kissing, they've got it, and they want to send it to you. Subscriptions start from just $11.99 a month. Order by September 23rd to get their next box and use the code TITSOUT for 10% off your first order. That's right, TITSOUT for 10% off. And everyone can follow them on social media. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram at Words and Kisses Club or at wordsandkisses.com. Okay, so then he's like, lacrosse douche is like, forget Golf Guy. I'm going to go to this other party with you. I'm going to hang out with you. It's going to be fine. They go through this whole fucked up, really backwards cave metaphor. Caveman metaphor.
Yep.
Did you have any thoughts on this?
My main thought was, that's ridiculous. And my second thought was, it's not 2001 and we've already done this a lot and then we got over it and we left it behind. Yes!
With the cows! I just really wanted to go over Maslow's hierarchy of needs with her, that's this no longer applies.
But also, this is the point where the hot girlfriend cliche really started to bother me because up until this point, lacrosse douche has been a major douche to his girlfriend. Every time you see him, he's either not showing up or he's trophying her. He goes to the party because he says, I need everyone at the party to know that she's got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
What kind of weirdo reasoning is that? He really does treat her as a trophy. And then when I found out also that she is considerably younger than him and blah, 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 I was like, okay, so basically you wanted a trophy girlfriend, but when she doesn't treat you as a real boyfriend either, you get arsy about it.
Yeah,
it
completely.
Was very negative.
And she's supposed to be so, this whole movie, she's the dumb...
Yeah, she's supposed to be so vapid.
Yeah, vapid, petty, shallow, model stereotype throughout the whole thing.
But where's the evidence?
Yeah, where is the evidence? I don't think, he doesn't listen to her talk anyway.
No.
So she could be really getting into things and he would never know because he's just looking at her tits.
Exactly. And also, up until this point, I felt like there was no romance growing with him and the girl, what's-her-face. I believed, a working friendship, perhaps.
Yeah, completely.
But no romance. And then suddenly, in the space of a couple of scenes, he jumps from his trophy girl to... What's-her-face?
Yeah, it really does come out of nowhere.
It does.
Because up until this point, they've been joking about how many holes she has, you guys.
There was nothing there. There was no spark.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm glad you said that because when I first watched this, I was like, I don't know if he just does nothing for me personally, the actor does nothing for me, the character does nothing for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if I was biased in that way, but I'm really, really honestly glad to hear you say that. Okay.
I mean, he does nothing for me either, so we could both be biased, but I think we're right.
Talia, are we biased together?
Biased twins.
I'm sorry, anything that I have in common with you, I kind of get excited about. So I'm just gonna be a creeper over here. This is why I love Creepy Tim. Okay. So they decide to leave the party and go to the engagement party together. And the BFF gives this absolutely beautiful roast toast.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
Oh, it was amazing. It's like all the things that are dumb and weird about him. And then she's like, but my grandmother said that you like because and you love despite.
It was so cute. Like, I definitely came out of this wanting the rom-com about those two.
Yeah.
More than I cared about these weird, bland, worky people.
I completely agree with you. I need Netflix to do a spin-off that is the prequel to this nonsense.
Because she's like, she gives me like hot popular girl party vibes, and he makes dad jokes and wears like weird clothes. I want to see how that happened.
Me too. Oh, I know that Harper had nothing to do with it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, bland girl did not help. Well, especially since Angel BFF is also an excellent wingman in this scenario.
She is. I loved that.
So they get drunk. They're starting to dance. They're having a great time. And then all of a sudden, bland girl is like, I need pizza. And so she goes over to say goodbye to Angel BFF. And she's like, there's no pizza here. I have to go. Do you want to come with me? And Angel BFF is like, it's my engagement party, so no, darling, but you go. You have a great time. And then as soon as they leave, a metric fuck ton of pizza arrives.
And the best friend looked so like, she was like rubbing her hands like a mastermind. But not really. But in her expression, she was like, yeah, bitch, I match made you.
That's right. I got you alone over pizza. Okay, so then they have to climb the fire escape into his house because his best friend has a dude in the house.
And they have like music playing that's the signal of, I'm fucking in the living room, so don't come in here.
And I need everyone to know that music is Third Eye Blind. I just need everyone to know that. Can I just say, I went to college. For most of college, I went to school in Virginia. And for some reason, house parties were obsessed with Third Eye Blind, like way past their prime, you know? Like, in fact, we could set the course of our evening. If any house party put on Third Eye Blind, we were like, oh, and it's time to go. Things are about to devolve.
It's good to have a sign.
I agree. So they climb the fire escape and they eat in his room. She says it's the best meal she's ever had. And then there is some, all caps, meaningful eye contact.
Oh my God, you guys, it was so low stakes and boring and I didn't care. I cared more, right, when they were climbing the fire escape and I thought they were going to drop the pizza. My heart was pounding.
Thank you.
I was like, don't you dare drop that pizza.
I know. I was really, really worried about the pizza's future.
Yes.
The whole time. How dare they manhandle that pizza like that?
And to be honest, like I thought the funniest and the most relatable part of the moment of the film was when he was like, this is going to sound weird, but I really want to fuck this pizza.
I want to fuck this pizza.
And I was like, that's a mood. That's a real mood.
That is. Yes. Oh, yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. So then she leaves because meaningful eye contact, ! They want us to believe.
Yeah.
Then the bosses are getting married, everybody.
Surprise.
Oh my God. And then things seem to start going in the assistant's direction. Kirsten's like, you need to use the time I'm out of the office to write that article, which again makes no sense because it seems like there would be more work. And then Rick's like, lacrosse douche, I'm going to give you a promotion as soon as I'm back. It's going to be great.
Which was really weird.
Agreed.
Wait. No, that's just reminded me though, because you said Kirsten. And I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire film, they were calling Lucy Liu Kirsten, right?
Kirsten, yeah.
Is that, like, what is that? Because then I had the subtitles on because I watched things with subs on, right? And her name was Kirsten. So I'm like, is that how they pronounce Kirsten? Kirsten?
No. So Kirsten Dunst would be super pissed if anybody called her Kirsten, I think.
Okay.
In my brain, Kirsten is spelled Kier.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
and in the subtitles, they spelled it Kirsten, definitely.
I was confused.
All right. I'm glad you brought that up because I felt the same way and I forgot. All right. Then Bland Girl sits down with Lucy Liu, who is Kirsten, and the boss tries to rewrite history about why she's awful to her. She's like, I just see so much potential and I want you to do well. And I'm like, no, you fucking don't. You just want somebody to abuse. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's fine. And then, you guys, Rick asks Charlie to help him cheat.
Oh my God. And the worst part is the so-called hero of this romantic tale goes with it. What?
Goes with it.
Oh, it was gross.
I agree. Yeah. And like, I think that the filmmakers want us to give him credit for like kind of hesitating.
Like, oh wow, that was a meaningful pause before he did the heinous thing.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, my exact note is Charlie gonna go along with it. Frowny face.
Frowny face. All the frowny faces.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Pie in the Sky Bland Girl is like, we've done such a good thing. We've changed 2 people's lives. We've turned 2 unhappy people into 2 happy people. And Charlie, knowing that the cheating is going to go down, is like, Yep, totes. Definitely.
Ugh.
So then it's time for ring shopping because Rick will not even do that.
Yeah, Rick was really just a poop on the floor.
From start to finish. He was just a big old turd burger.
Yeah.
Jeez. So Lacrosse douche is like, will you come help me ring shop? Also, I need you to go get the credit card I forgot for me at the office because everyone's a douche. And so she agrees. And when she's there, she overhears Taye Diggs talking to his ex-wife, the one that he's going to cheat with. And it's a flirt.
It's gross.
It's a sexy time talk. And she realizes that Lucy Liu is currently in a very important meeting. And she's just like, what the fuck, everyone? So she goes ring shopping and she confronts Lacrosse douche.
I liked this bit.
I did too. My note is they say mean, true things.
Love it. A meaningful exchange of mean truths.
That's right.
Waiting to happen. No, definitely.
So she's like, this is wrong. It was wrong from the beginning. It was selfish of us. And you're obsessed with becoming an asshole. You don't even like this job. You just want to become just like Rick, even though you have the potential to be a nice guy. And I was like, dubious, but going with it. And then he's like, well, you're afraid not to be an assistant anymore because then you would have to be a writer. And she's like, how dare you, sir? That is so true.
It's always worse when it's true.
It is. How dare you eviscerate me accurately?
I hate that.
Don't do that. So she's like, Lacrosse douche, this is over. We are not pals. And I'm going to tell them everything. I'm telling Lucy Liu the whole thing that we did.
I mean, she
and then
says
the
that.
Shop girl. Wait, say again.
She says that, but she doesn't do a very good job of it. But do the shop girl. I liked the shop girl.
The shop girl stole this scene.
She did.
She was so good.
She was.
She like tries to diffuse the situation by upselling them a different ring, first of all. Like, not only
I love that.
is she, yeah, she's hilarious, but she's also completely on point and good at her job. And then at the end, she's like, she just sort of recaps everything in their conversation. And she's like, except I wasn't at all listening, so.
I definitely wasn't listening in. No worries.
Oh, it's lovely. Okay, so she goes to tell Kirsten. What did she not tell her?
She didn't lead with, Kirsten, the guy you're engaged to is about to cheat on you. For some reason, she decided to be like, Kirsten, your relationship is a lie. I created it. You're worthless. No one wants you. Why are you firing me? And then left.
That is everything that happened. Yes. That is a very succinct recap of that scene. Yeah, and I feel it especially made me mad because throughout this whole thing, there's been this, one of the running through lines about Lucy Liu's character is that she feels highly uncomfortable around like domestic situations.
Yeah.
She has always really prioritized her work and her job, and her site is everything to her right now because it's in the startup phase. She's incredibly competent. She's incredibly smart. She's incredibly inspiring. And she feels like when she's invited to kids' birthdays and baby showers and all that sort of thing, nobody wants to talk to her because they only want to talk about poopy diapers and how terrifying your nipples get after you have a baby.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I see both sides of it, I guess is what I'm saying.
She feels excluded.
Yeah, completely. And highly uncomfortable. And then she starts this whole scene off by being like, oh my gosh, I'm engaged. And it's like, I'm part of the club now. And there's a little piece of her that feels almost proud. That was my read on it. She was like, oh my gosh, I have something to talk about now.
Yeah, she's kind of been brought into the fold, and she's obviously starting that scene on a high because of the engagement. And then, like, Bland Girl doesn't know how to read a rune and just torpedoes her.
But in a way that just highlights all of her insecurities.
Yeah.
And that was the mean thing. Like, it would be one thing. You're right. If she went in there and she was like, hey, P.S., he is fucking his ex-wife right now.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a thing that she could put in his camp, that he is a bad guy.
Yeah.
But instead, she sort of couches it in like, why could you ever believe that anybody would ever want to be with you and love you?
Yeah.
Like, of course, this is not real.
Yeah. Like, why would you think that? Obviously, we had to shove him at you for him to want you.
Yeah. All right. So Kirsten fires her, and it was deserved.
It was. It really was. I don't know why she was all like, oh my God, you're firing. She gasped. I'm like, why are you gasping? Are you surprised?
How did you think this was going to go?
Like, what did you foresee as your future here?
So then we have this whole montage where Charlie is conflicted while simultaneously being finally accepted as his job because he's like gonna get this big promotion or whatever. Meanwhile, she is trying to write these articles, and she is having problems. Talia, do you have any writing rituals that you could impart on her?
Oh, well. My ritual is probably really unhealthy and antisocial. But what I do is I wake up in the morning and I don't talk to anyone or look at my phone. And I go to the bathroom, and then I go to my desk. I leave my unmade bed and my closed curtains, and I write non-stop without sustenance, although I have started bringing water non-stop for about 4 hours. And then I collapse, and then I go and eat some corn. So, yeah.
Whoa. You don't even, like, stop for some toast?
No, because when I'm doing it, like, when I finish, I'm absolutely starving. But when I'm writing, I really don't notice, which my mum's like, ha! Yes, you do. I don't. I promise I don't.
Wow, that's incredible. So do you have like music on or anything, or is it total silence?
It's got to be total silence. I can't talk to anyone. Like, if people are in the house and they try to come and talk to me, I'm actually really rude. I'm like, don't talk to me. And then if they keep going, I just pretend they're not there.
Wow, your ability to have tunnel vision is super heroic. Sounds like your superpower.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I hyper-focus, but it's like, in really good comic books, if you have a superpower, it has to be your weakness, and it's my weakness because then I am malnourished, say.
I know. You know how I feel here about being clear and copious, Talia, so I'm glad that you're at least bringing some water.
Yeah.
You gotta stay hydrated, lady.
Yeah, I did learn that lesson the hard way.
Oh, no! Aaron, stop listening. Don't let David listen to this. Okay. All right. Well, I think that she could have used that because she tries to write over noodles, and like that sounds like the worst possible writing snack.
That's a bad idea. There's going to be noodles everywhere. There's going to be like drops of broth on your keyboard. What are you doing?
Yeah. You're going to get broth all over, like when you slurp and the noodle goes thwap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Broth could be literally everywhere. Okay, so then Angel BFF steps in. And when you think she's going to coddle Bland Girl, she doesn't. She thwacks her with a pillow, and she's like, of course your first draft is going to be terrible. Then you go back and you make it better.
Oh, I love her. I love her. I need someone to do that to me at least 8 times per book.
Oh, no.
Hit me with a pillow and be like, yes, it sucks. Just keep going. You cry, baby.
That's incredible. So how does drafting work for you?
Badly.
I mean, that feels false, like deep in my bones. That feels false.
Basically, I just kind of, okay, so I have the whole thing like in my head, or I think I do, and then I pour it out onto the keyboard, and then I get to the first difficult point, and that's not in my head. And I'm like, oh no, brain, how could you let me down like this? And then I have my first confidence crisis and possibly decide to rewrite everything I've done so far. So I rewrite everything, and then I get past that first difficult bit, and then I get to the next difficult bit, and I'm like, oh no, this too is missing from my brain. So then I have a dark night of the soul where I send lots of people voice notes like, I'm really bad at writing, and this is all going wrong, and I'm gonna fail. And they're all like, okay, you should probably go to bed now though. And I'm like, wow, no one loves or supports me. And then like I go to sleep and I get over it and I keep writing. And that happens maybe like 7 or 8 more times. And then it's done and I reread it and I'm like, actually, this is okay. And then I do the editing, which is even more painful.
Okay. And do you go like chapter by chapter? How do you...
When I'm editing?
Yeah.
So basically, after I finished a draft, I let it sit for a few days. And during those few days, like, thoughts come to me like, you've underdeveloped this theme, or that scene where they do this is actually really weird and you should completely change that. And then I write it down like in the notes on my phone as it comes to me. And usually by the end of those 3 days, I sit down and like put all the notes together in a narrative order. And it's like a list of things that I need to fix. And I just go through chronologically.
Whoa, that's really cool. That's really cool. And do you have a favorite like beta reader, or do you do different readers for each book?
I always feel really shy about asking people to read for me because, you know, people are busy. And I'm like, hey, do you want to read my steaming pile of poop? Like, no one wants to do that. But I have some really good friends, like author friends, like Mina Waheed. We always read for each other. And that makes it easier as well because it's reciprocal. So I don't feel like I'm bothering them every time I like send something. And Therese Bahari, she is a soft angel who is always there when I'm freaking out. Aww. And Charlotte Stein as well as another person who makes me remember that sometimes I do good words. So thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You guys.
Okay. I don't remember where we were.
No,
okay.
Neither do I.
Here we go.
I think we were talking about the friend in the pillow.
Yes, that's where we were. Okay, so she is good at write, and she goes back to this Mexican restaurant that we haven't talked about yet, where she always abuses the wait staff and super not okay. She always goes and eats hours and hours of
tortilla
free
chips.
And then doesn't like even tip.
No, it's awful. It's very scummy behavior. Like,
yeah, you seriously
could at least buy a drink or something, or tip.
You're taking up that table.
Yeah,
that's how this person's making their money. Ugh. Okay, so then Charlie. Oh, that's his name. That's where he's no longer lacrosse douche. Everyone, we have gotten to that point in my notes.
I can't believe that his name is Charlie because I honestly have no recollection of that name. Like none.
Yep, that is fair. That is accurate. Same. Up until this moment. So Charlie has dinner with Angular girlfriend. And you can tell she's supposed to be shallow because she cares that this is where Kim took Kanye for his half birthday.
Oh, is that what she said?
They do shit like that. Yeah. She's like, I love this restaurant. Kim took Kanye here for his half birthday.
I guess that's meant to, because they also say like, oh my god, she's 23, which rude, I'm 23. But I think that's meant to be like, she's so whatever generation it is.
Millennial.
Yeah. She's so millennial.
Generation. Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. I had a big brain skip right now. Madam, you're 23 years old?
No? Who said that?
Don't come clean with me right now. Stop it. Get serious. Are you 23 years old?
I
am
I thought you knew!
Lady, I am so impressed with you. Fuck!
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thanks.
Holy fuck balls! Wow. Listen, I am not an ageist. I don't know. I just, you're in my brain. You're like, I mean, you are not just in my brain, but you're like this accomplished, incredibly smart, like published author. And wow.
That list is giving me a lot of feelings, by the way. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I can go on with the episode. I think I have short-circuited, and I think I'm no longer capable of doing this. Okay. Wow.
I keep thinking that everyone knows this because, I don't know, I tweeted, it was on my Twitter or something.
Uh-huh.
Although, I suppose now I mentioned, no, I assume that everyone knows this because I'm like, well, they can see my face and I look like 12, right? But the thing is, the other night I went out with my friends and then like a group of boys, I think they were like teenagers, came up to us and they were like, oh, do you know where like Bar is, which is this really terrible bar in my home city. And we were like, yeah, you go like here, here and here. And then I said, but I wouldn't go there if I were you. And this kid said, well, you look quite mature, but maybe we'll enjoy it. I was like, excuse me?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my husband still gets carded. It's bullshit. He gets carded everywhere. He is 5 years older than me, and the motherfucker still gets carded.
My mum does. My mum gets carded, and she is 46.
Ugh. And I mean, that's good genes right there.
Yeah, but
wow.
I look like my dad, so probably skipped me.
But you went to school for lawyering and stuff, didn't you? I swear.
Oh,
I knew that about you.
I did, but I dropped out.
I mean, after accomplishing a lot.
No, I did 1 year of law. And then I was like, okay, this is hard. Because I was like the smart kid at school and I didn't really have to put any effort into anything. And then I went and did law and I was like, wow, I have to like show up and read.
Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't do law school for that exact reason. I was just like, what? You want me to work?
Yes.
No. That sounds bonkers. Why would I do that?
But it was good because like what I really wanted to do was English. So then I wound up doing it. So yeah, I just paid an extra year and got extra loans, but it's fine. It's no problem.
It's totally fine. Yeah. Wow. I am so impressed. I'm like extra impressed now. Okay. He breaks up with Angular girlfriend. She finishes the article. Yeah. It's very exciting. Then he's like, I have to go stop them at the airport. And then he's like, oh, I have 4 hours. And then he does the over-dick around. He over-dicks it.
I loved that bit.
I did too. It was so good. Okay, so he gets to the airport. It's a great scene where he's like, no, running in slow motion.
Yeah, I love that they did that. They did the airport scene, but he wasn't like doing it for himself. Do you know what I mean? Like he wasn't like, choose me. He was like, choose yourself.
Yeah. He actually says to her, you deserve better and you are better.
Yeah. I was like, you're damn straight. That's Lucy Liu.
Yeah, she's Lucy Liu, motherfuckers. So then she looks at Taye Diggs and she's like, what are my favorite things? And he's like, Kiki, I don't know.
Kiki is his ex-wife's name.
How dare he?
Oh.
So she like throws her airport ticket on the ground and fucks off with her passport. She's like, never again. Yeah. So then the boss shows up at Charlie's door, Lacrosse Douche's door, because he needs intel about Kiki, the ex-wife. He's like, I need to know her favorite things. I need to know what food she likes.
Like, what?
What presents she likes. Sir, you were married to her.
They have a child. Like,
I forgot they had a child.
They have a child whose science projects he doesn't help him with. And are you telling me that when she was pregnant, she was never like, oh, can you get me some pickles or whatever? Like,
yeah.
He doesn't know what she eats?
Apparently not. It's incredible. So then the gay best friend throws his drink on Rick. That was a really great moment too.
That was great.
He's like, do you work for him anymore? If not, kaplooey right on his clothes. It was nice.
That was great.
So she shows up to the office to like box up her stuff. Bland Girl does. And Lucy Liu comes out in all of her glory, and she's like, the place is falling apart without you. You suck, and you crossed a lot of boundaries, but I would like to have you back as my assistant. And then Bland Girl is like, I am no longer Bland Girl. I am Writer Girl. So I cannot be your assistant, but I'll help you find a new one. And Lucy Liu is like, oh my gosh, I just watched you turn into Writer Girl in front of me. Can I look at one of your articles? And
she had it printed in her bag, just ready and waiting.
Just in case. You know what? I respect the hustle. You know?
I feel like she really did glow up because at the start, she's like, pitch me. And she just starts crying and has no coherent thoughts. And at the end, she's like, have you written something? And she's like, I have it double spaced in my bag.
That's correct. It is stapled and everything. I brought you a red pen, madam, just in case you don't have one on your desk. Well, yeah. And not to mention that I forgot to say at the beginning, girl looks haggard at the beginning. And then at the end, she's got a blowout. She's got a sundress. She is well rested and she is fortified by the knowledge that she can write things now.
It's true.
Yeah. So then she goes downstairs after getting mentored by Kirsten, and Charlie is there hanging out on the sidewalk. What is he doing there?
And the lighting is all very warm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The lighting is warm. It's a beautiful spring, almost summer day. And he's like, oh, Kirsten asked me to meet her here. And they realize that Kirsten pulled a switcheroo and Cyrano'd them.
She set them up.
Oh, Talia, you did it. You did it. So then they go through their and yets with each other. She's like, you're a lacrosse douche and you have no character. And he's like, you're a Bland Girl. And I don't know what else. And then they're like, and yet here we are gonna make out.
It wasn't as charming as when the best friend did it with her quirky fiance.
Well, nobody can be Angel BFF except for Angel BFF.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah.
We can't expect those heights from lacrosse douche and Bland Girl.
It's true.
We can't do it, Talia. It's unfair of you. And then, did you catch the credits?
I feel like I was present physically, but no.
Well, Creepy Tim catches sight of them in his monitor.
Yeah.
And he's like, turns out I love in the outside too.
That was a really good Creepy Tim impression.
Thank you. Oh, man. So thank you for having us recap this thing. Doing this with you was an absolute delight.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think it almost changed my opinions on the movie. Not quite, but you've given me a lovely memory to look back on.
Well, the same to you. I have had the time of my life.
So tell the people where they can find you.
Okay.
What do you want to promote other than your books?
Well, I am on Twitter. I talk a lot on there.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Oh, thank you. I am at Talia Hibbert on Twitter. And I am at Talia Hibbert on Instagram. And I'm very proud of my Instagram. I consider it my greatest work of art.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome.
I'm also on Facebook. I believe that's facebook.com/author Talia Hibbert. And I actually...
That's your page.
Yeah.
And then you have a group.
I do. I have a group called Talia Hibbert's Hopeless Romantics. And we really are all hopeless in there. There's lots of memes and...
Meme Monday is so fun. And you get like teeny tiny sneak peeks into her writing. That's one of the ways that I found out that Work For It was maybe going to become a first person.
Oh, really?
Because you posted, I think that's what happened, because I think it was about Work For It. You posted like, I think I'm going to change this whole book into first person. How do you feel about that?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. And I was like, you write, I read. Those are the rules. I don't care. You do whatever you want with that beautiful brain. Okay.
Yeah, like I post a lot of stuff and they're like, guys, would it be terrible if I did this, or would you be into it? And then people are like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also where, I think that's where you were like, I'm thinking about writing Mating the Huntress from his perspective, and it's going to be called This Thing, and what do we think?
What do you
and
think of all my wacky ideas?
Yeah, and we were like, give it to me. So, okay, so that's that. Is there anything else? Any other internets?
I have a newsletter that I quite enjoy sending. That's a lot of fun. And you can kind of find more about that on my website, which is taliahibbert.com.
Cool.
And you get 2 free books as well when you sign up. So I think it's a good deal. 2 free books.
Holy balls.
And jokes direct to your inbox from me.
Yay. Okay, so, and I can include links to that in the show notes too. Okay, so we have to do Lady Loves. Do you have a Lady Love?
Oh, yeah, I do. I was kind of like, oh, I'm going to be on the podcast. What if I am asked for my Lady Love? And then I thought about it. So my Lady Love is a thing that I recently discovered that I believe is from Japan.
Ooh.
A konjac sponge, which is it's made of a plant that grows in Japan, I believe. And it's like a little sponge that you get wet and then you rub it on your face and you can apply your face wash with it and it gently retextures your face. But it's just so much fun to have a sponge to do your face with, and they come in different colors and they expand in the water and it just makes everything more fun.
How neat. And so wait, is it like a synthetic sponge?
No, it's like
sponge?
A natural plant type sponge.
Whoa.
But I don't think it's from the ocean. I'm pretty sure it's from the ground. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, I'm excited for it. Okay, a konjac sponge. I'm going to try to find a link and link to it in the show notes.
Okay, cool.
That's really exciting. And I have 2 Lady Loves. One of them is called Work for It. It's Talia Hibbert's first male novel.
Oh, wow, really?
It comes out tomorrow, you guys. And you need it in your brain parts as soon as possible. It's lovely. I have not been in the mood for angst lately, and yet I could not put it down in all the best ways. That's my first Lady Love. And my second Lady Love, there's kind of a theme here, is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. It comes out November 5th. Publishers have finally gotten their shit together, and they are publishing Talia Hibbert traditionally. It's the first one. Wait, and it's going to be a series, right? It's the Brown sisters?
Yes, it is. So book 1 is about Chloe. She's the oldest. Book 2, I just finished writing, is about the middle sister.
No.
And then book 3, you're never going to guess who book 3 is about.
Who is it?
The youngest sister.
The baby sister?
Yeah. Minds everywhere have been blown.
Oh, that's really exciting because I fell in love with both of them. I cannot wait to read all of Danny's awesomely academic weird witchiness. I hope there's a lot of baked goods in Evie's book. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of all of those things. I'm happy to report.
Oh, swoon. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, well, this was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Really, thank you. I love this podcast. You don't understand. I love this podcast so much.
Oh my gosh. My mind is blown. Okay, keep being badass.
And love yourself as much as you love wanting to fuck that pizza.
Yeah! Yes.
Hey, you. Yes, listener, you. Are you loving the show? If so, please leave a rating and review in your podcast app. The 90 seconds you take to say something nice not only helps new people find the show, but it makes me super smile over at HBHQ. Also, I've had a few people ask, and the answer is yes. We are still doing the 5-star bribe. If you leave us a review with 5 stars, then we'll do whatever book you want. We're real deep into the list, though, so it might be a while. Lilas! Okay, back to the show.